Hello guys, I'm back from another video and today we're talking about what the deku was in Hazbin Hotel. So in the last video deku, after getting ready to find this Lemony Snicket guy, they encountered, this group by the name of the Millennium something, just Millennium. Apparently, their leader by the name of Kaichisaki aka Overhaul wants to destroy the Hero Society itself. And also end villains themselves as well because he wants to make a world where quirkless, quirk users, villainous quirks, basically all types of quirks, even quirkless people, basically joined up and live in harmony. But the heroes didn't want that, except for one being All Might. But when Izuku was basically looking around, unfortunately, the heroes specifically one of them was Endeavor. Almost got to them, but thanks to Izuku's ability to basically use voodoo magic, they basically escaped. So when everybody was asleep, Izuku decides to try and find Lemony Snicket himself. When he found Lemony Snicket, or so-called Lemony Snicket, in the sewers eating some bodies, after defeating him, he was not Lemony Snicket. He was some sort of, fatal, like, basically a failed experiment from All for One. He explains that he's a failed Nomu, a high-end one at that. So after Izuku lets him live, he goes back to the crappy looking hotel slash apartment and goes to sleep. So let's talk about what happens next. So Izuku wakes up as Izuku says this. I smell something good. Izuku wakes up as Izuku sees Todoroki making breakfast for everybody. As Todoroki says this, "Hey Izuku, you're finally awake. Here." She brings Izuku some omelets. Izuku says this, "Whoa, it actually smells really good." And for Kendo, she brings some orange juice as she says this, "Yeah, it's actually me who actually made the recipe. She just did all the work." And she says this, "Yeah, I'm not usually really good at cooking, mostly because, back in the day, my father, Endeavor, would only just give me food from, well, actually, he rarely gives me food back in the day." As, well, Kendo says this, that was a bit dark. And she says this, "Yeah, but at least I'm free now. I mean, back in hell, I would always try and cook, but most of the time I would just burn my house down. Sometimes." As Luna says this, "Yeah, whatever." As she starts stuffing her face with, rice. Just basically, her face is like filled with rice. Izuku says this, "Can you at least stop eating like a, how do I say it? Without insulting you. Like a dog." As she says this, "That's a bit harsh. Anyway, so this Lemony Snicket guy, did you find him?" As Izuku says this, "Sorry, but I couldn't find him. Maybe he's somewhere else." While they were thinking, there was an announcement on the TV saying that they're gonna be having the UA Sports Festival soon. So it's better for some people to basically go into the sports festival and basically watch it live, basically face to face, or watch it on TV. Izuku says this, "Hey guys, maybe Lemony Snicket, our target, might be going there." As Todoroki says this, "Maybe." So they decide to basically go there, but with disguises. Izuku's still transformed into his more humanoid form. For Luna, she's basically transformed into her, human form as well. for, well, Todoroki and, well, Kendo, they decide to, well, basically hide in the shadows, basically, well, try not to get detected by the heroes. So, yeah. So, after getting into the, well, UA, well, I meant sports festival, well, Izuku sees Class 1A. As Izuku sees the person that literally made him kill himself, Bakugo Katsuki, daring to try and basically, well, bully a girl. This girl was, well, pretty defenseless. She has brown hair and chubby cheeks. As Bakugo said this, "Get away from me, you damn bitch." Anyway, I'm gonna be the leader of this group, so you better listen to me, you damn B-listed bastards. Everybody in Class 1B was basically, well, angry at Bakugo, including Class 1A. I mean, some of them would, well, worship him, but most of them just hated him, including that girl. Izuku saw that all unfold. Izuku was seriously pissed off and wanting to kill Bakugo, as Luna says this, "Hey, do you seriously want to blow us our cover?" Izuku says this, "Fine." Izuku basically puts back his swords. As a man that's a bit too drunk says this, I can't wait to see Midnight in her sexy hero costume." As he starts going off and basically hitting himself in the wall. Basically, well, he walks into a wall and basically hits himself really hard. Izuku says this, "Ugh, drunkards." Izuku basically starts going off and basically looking around. As Izuku sees that there's some takoyaki, Izuku decides to buy some. As while he was eating, Izuku stumbles upon something interesting. When he's about to throw the takoyaki, well, basically plate, basically, basically, using a plastic plate to basically, well, hold the takoyaki. When he's about to throw it, Izuku sees something. It looks like a bomb. Izuku doesn't want to alert everybody because nobody would, well, everybody would probably panic. So, yeah. So, Izuku just leaves it there. So, the speakers basically say that, well, wait for a second. The speakers start blaring. The UA Sports Festival is about to begin, so it's better for everybody to basically go into their seats. So, Izuku and Luna started going into, well, their resigned seats. For Kendo and Todoroki, they decided to basically, well, stand up. As in stand up, I mean, well, just basically leaning in a wall. I meant leaning on a wall, basically watching on, well, the furthest of, well, the seats, basically like all the way back. So, the UA Sports Festival begins where it's basically just like canon, but except Bakugo's basically winning, which pisses off Izuku. Izuku says to himself, "I want to kill him already." But Izuku still has, well, his mindset saying that he needs to find, well, Lemony Snicket and kill him. So, just like in canon, well, Bakugo basically, well, almost like almost everything he wins. Izuku's completely pissed off right now. So, Izuku says this, "Ugh, I need to go to the freaking bathroom." As, well, wait for a second. As Luna says this, "Alright." Izuku says this, "Save me my seat, okay?" As Luna says this, "Sure, whatever." So, when Izuku is gone to the bathroom, Izuku was basically peeing. As when Izuku heard basically moaning, Izuku says this. Fucking god damn it. Izuku says this to basically the person that's basically moaning, get out of the fucking room. As the guy basically stops, well, moaning, and Izuku basically starts peeing. And after he finishes, powdering his nose, Izuku hears a conversation with some two people in the, in the hallway. These people are basically saying, so, the boss is ready? As the other guy says this, yeah, these hero scum are going to fucking die. Us, the League of Villains, shall defeat these pathetic heroes and rule this world. This forsaken world. Izuku says to himself, so, I'm guessing that's the League of Villains. Guess I'll have some fun with them. As Izuku uses his blades and basically cutting their heads off, they didn't get a second to basically react, as their heads were basically lopped up, like basically sliced, like decapitated, like instantly. So when their heads basically fall off, they still have that expression. That expression of, sadisticness. So, Izuku leaves the scene. And by the way, he was in his, demon form at that time because, he doesn't want this, he doesn't want to get his, humanoid, clothes dirty. So, while going off to basically go back to sitting there, Izuku also, gets a call. And that call was from, Husker. As Husker says this, hey, Izuku, where are you? Izuku says this, oh, I'm currently on a mission. I'm currently in the human world. As Husker, while drinking his, cheap booze, he basically spits it all out as he says this, wait, you're in the human world? Still coughing from, when he spit his, cheap booze, Izuku says this, yeah, apparently, Velvet wants me to basically just kill this guy. Apparently his name was, Lemony Snicket. Apparently he did something to her that made her pretty mad, so I was forced to basically try and kill him. Apparently he's in the human world, so I decided to try and go there. As he says this, seriously? Why? I mean, seriously? Izuku says this, alright, gotta go now. So, after hanging up, Husker says this, Izuku! God dang it. Anyway, so, when Izuku gets back to, to the fight, it's basically the third event, which is the one-on-one battles. Bakugo is going to be fighting against the girl again, which Izuku heard in the speakers that her name was Ochako Uraka. So, the fight begins as Bakugo starts, basically burning her. Everybody didn't care because, Bakugo has a really strong quirk which seriously pissed off Izuku. A person that uses his power for, evil means. I mean, Izuku does it for his own means, but they're not as evil as Bakugo's. Izuku felt angered, and when Bakugo literally just grabbed Ochako by the collar and basically throwing her, basically to the wall, Izuku had enough, but thankfully Luna and, wait for a second, and Kendo basically calm him down. Izuku says this, right, follow the mission. So, while still watching, it's going to be the final event, which was Bakugo versus some sort of person. This guy, he seems to have blonde hair and gray eyes. Apparently in the comms or the speakers say that his name was, Monoma. Izuku says this, So, what's his quirk? As apparently his quirk was a copy quirk. Izuku says this. They can pay, Monoma. As Izuku starts cheering for him, as Bakugo hears it, as Bakugo says this, "Hey, you're supposed to be cheering for me, not this bastard," as he says this. Just cheer for me. This Class 1A bastard don't actually deserves any fans because he's an asshole. As Bakugo said this, "Oh, you seriously pissed me off, you damn, you damn blonde bitch." So, yeah. So, when the match began, well, Monoma starts copying, well, Bakugo's quirk. For Bakugo, he basically starts, well, creating more and more explosions. Izuku starts cheering for, well, Monoma because, well, at least it's not Bakugo. So, during in the fight, well, the protesters, being, well, the Millennium Group, basically started saying quirks, not quirks, heroes are monsters, villains are monsters, all of you are monsters. They basically started chanting in the outside as several, policemen started, basically blocking their attacks. As one of them, which was a man with some sort of, villainous quirk, which was a, how do I say it, like a strength enhancer quirk, basically bashes, a piece of, the, circle that's surrounding the, well the arena, as all of these, protesters basically started, flooding in as they go into the, arena itself, as they start saying, "You heroes are tyrants, you're nothing more than oppressors, including the ones that are basically controlling the, basically behind the scenes, basically." And the heroes, basically one of them was All Might, basically started saying to, the protesters to basically stop. As while they were, keep protesting, they, well, see a large portal. And that portal, well, well, though those were the League of Villains, group. They basically see several of the League of Villains appear. Wait for a second. Several of the League of Villains basically arrive as they started killing the protesters and even some of the heroes. As in some of the heroes, I mean almost all of them. Basically gets killed, and also President Mike. And also, Midnight was also captured for, let's just say, horrible reasons. So, the civilians started escaping, and for, Bakugo and the rest of Class 1A and Class 1B, they basically started, getting out of there. Except for Izuku, Todoroki, Kendo, and Luna. As one of the League of Villains members, they say this, "You really are brave or reckless for being the first ones that's not basically scared of us." As one of the others said this, "Yeah, we can have some fun with the girls." As Izuku just basically stands up and basically transforms into his demon form and basically brings out two Tommy guns, which are from, mobsters, basically like, classic mobster guns. Izuku starts shooting them all, like literally killing almost half of their, group. As some of them started escaping, saying, "What the hell? What the heck were those bullets? They were like instantly killing them." As one of them said this, "We'll be back and we're gonna kill you, bastards." As Izuku flips them off, giving them the middle finger, as said this, "Why, you little, I'm gonna be back for you, you damn bastard." As they go back into their portal, as Izuku says this to Luna and the rest of his team to basically get out of there because, I think the police are coming. So they teleport back to, to their crappy looking apartment slash, hotel. As they basically say this, "Huh, that was interesting." Izuku says this, Yeah, I guess. Those bastards don't really have, well, any meaning in their life. They're nothing more than assholes. As Todoroki says this. Yeah, agreed. Absolutely fucking annoying. So, they decide to, well, have a bit of a, well, celebration. Because they killed their first, well, villain, League of Villains member. Apparently, in the rumors that were basically saying in the news, apparently the League of Villains have like really powerful, well, members. But when Izuku killed them, well, Izuku was pretty happy about that. So they decided to, well, get some alcohol and basically some other stuff. So they started drinking to their heart's content. So, yeah. So, after a while of drinking, they basically fell down and go to sleep. So, yeah. So, I hope you liked the video. Comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. So, goodbye.